workout consists of all the exercises that you've been doing all week long. So I'm going to do these exercises with you so that you can follow along with me. We'll do each exercise 10 times, twice through. Let's begin with your warm-up.
3 big inhales. Reach up, release, inhale overhead, core is engaged, and let's start right into our jack squats. As you jump down into your squat, use the arms against the legs to spring back up, bringing the legs together. Keep your core engaged, your chest lifted, and your spine elongated. Now let's take it into toe touches. Balancing on one leg, reach down towards the foot. As you reach down, the opposite leg lifts up, activating through your glutes. Keep your chest lifted and your eyes focused on something so you remain balanced. Also keep the standing leg slightly bent. This will help with balance as well. This is your last one. Now let's change legs. Keep your chest lifted, core is engaged, reach down towards the foot and lift the opposite leg. Feel the stretch behind the standing leg as well as the leg that you're lifting. So you should feel a full body activation. Keeping your core engaged, your eyes focused, chest lifted and shoulders back. These are your last 2, and then we'll change it to alternating toe touches. Take your legs wide, the arms are extended, reach down towards the opposite foot, then windmill the arms to the other side. Keep rotating the torso from side to side while keeping the hips pressing back. Your legs remain straight with a slight knee bend. Keep your toes facing the front at all times. Try to open up through the chest, keeping one straight line from one hand to the other. Look up and over towards the lifted hand as you rotate through the torso. Keep your core engaged. Exhale each time. And a few more on each side. Last one. And now let's go into plie, knee up and twist. Drop down as low as you can into your plie. As you stand, lift the knee and rotate the torso in towards the knee. Each time you stand, activate through the glutes, and then really draw your abs in as tight as you can. Keep the arms in one straight line so that you're really rotating through the torso. Chest stays lifted, drop down as low as you can, and you have a few more of these on each side. Last 2, and then take it into lateral lunge and reach. As you lateral lunge to each side, one leg remains straight and the other remains bent, with the nose, knee, and toes in the same line. As you reach down towards the foot, stretch the opposite arm back behind you and rotate through your torso. Try to keep the pace going so you can keep your cardiovascular system warming up. Reach strong through the arms as you step to the middle. Drop down into your lateral lunge and then push off the leg to go to the opposite side. Use your breath. Keep rotating through your torso. Keep your core engaged. You have a few more. And last one. Now let's move straight into the guts, butts, and cardio cut strength exercises. The first is a bridge press with your squat stand attached and the incline at a medium to a high level. Lift your hips high, pressing through your heels, lower the glide board down the rails, and press back, keeping your hips extended. Keep your glutes and hamstrings activated while keeping your ribs and hips in the same line. Your core is engaged and you're breathing throughout the entire exercise. And you got 2 more. Last time, and lower the hips back down. Now let's prepare for reverse lunge and pulse. Take your squat stand off, lower the incline down to the lowest level. If you're familiar with the routine and know the exercise order, you'll be able to quickly transition from one exercise to the next. Now let's go into our reverse lunge and pulses. One leg is on your glide board. Lunge down as far as you can. With quick, short ranges of motion, you'll stand back up. Press the weight through the standing leg into the heel. So you're activating through the glute and the hamstring while reaching the leg back as it glides up the glide board. Let's change legs. Keep your chest lifted. Eyes are focused on something to keep your balance. Keep these pulses moving quickly while you stay activated through the legs. And you got 4 more to go. There's 3, and 2, and 1. Release it down, and we're going to turn to the side for inner thigh slides. One foot is placed onto your glide board, and the other is placed on the floor. Both of the legs are in an external rotated position, with the knees in the same direction as the toes. Keep sliding the glide board up the rails, staying activated in through your inner thighs. Your chest is lifted, your core is engaged, and your shoulders are back and down. This is your last one. Now let's change sides. Same position, one on the floor, one on the glide board, in an external rotated position. Evenly, let the glide board slide up the rails as you transfer the weight. Keep your inner thighs activated, your core is engaged, shoulders are back and down, and chest is lifted. And you got 3 more to go. This is 2, and last one, and release it down. Carefully come down to a side kneeling position with one arm down for support, hand is behind your head. Begin to circle the leg as you initiate the movement from the hip. Try to get every single angle as you rotate the leg around. You have 3 more in this direction. Here's 2, and now reverse. Taking it into that complete circle, initiating the movement in all angles of your hip. Keep the leg extended long, keep your chest lifted, and have very little weight onto the supporting hand. Change sides quickly, and start to circle. The leg is extended. For an extra core balance challenge, I have the foot of the supporting knee off of the floor. Keep rotating the leg, and now let's change directions. Making one complete circle, using the motion of your hip, trying to get every angle to activate. And you have 3 more. This is 2, and 1. Quickly transition for plank hop over. Shoulders are on top of the wrists, and you're going to hop from side to side, bringing your heels up towards your glutes. Keep your core engaged as you hop from side to side. Land light on your feet so you can quickly transition to hop to the other side. Last 2, and stand up, quickly transitioning into single leg hip extension. Attach your squat stand. We're going to lift the incline back up to a medium or a high level. Now bring your body into a seated position at the edge of your glide board. Slide it up the rails and place one foot onto your squat stand. The heel is where you'll press through. Lift up through your hips, keeping your knees in line. Let the glide board slide all the way down, and as you extend, press through the heel, activating your hamstrings and glutes. This is a very challenging exercise, so the goal is not to lift the hips as high as you can. It's to keep them nice and level. Let's do 1 more, and now change legs. Placing the other leg out, extending through the leg, pressing through the heel. Keep the knees in line. Breathe as you press back, activating through your glutes, extending through the leg. And you have 4, and 3, here's 2, and 1. Release your body back, and we'll transition to cable kickbacks. This time you're going to take the cable connected to your glide board. Once the cable is connected to the glide board, take one cable and place it onto the outside foot. Carefully kneel down with the inside leg, and hands are directly underneath of your shoulders. You're going to take the leg with the cable and press it back, leading with your heel. Stay in that quadruped position with your arms directly underneath of your shoulders. Keep the chest lifted, the core engaged. Press back through your glutes. And let's do 1 more. And now step down. Carefully, you're going to straddle over and have a seat. Keep the cable connected to the leg for a cable inner thigh. The leg that is extended is the working leg. The other leg is supporting and pressing into your glide board to give you balance and support for your core. This is a very, very small range of motion, so you're bringing that leg right into the knee that's bent. So you're activating in through your inner thigh. Quickly take it off. We're going to go to the other side. So this might be a little struggle as well to get out. But change sides quickly. So place the cable into the other foot, outside leg. Go into your kneeling position with your shoulders on top of the wrists. Begin to press back through the heel, activating through your glutes and your hamstrings. Keep your core engaged, your chest lifted, and you have 4. Press back 3. Here's 2, and 1 more. Keep the cable connected, straddle over, and have a seat facing the other side for your inner thigh. Bend the knee and press it into your glide board, round the spine as you keep the core engaged. Press that leg in towards the knee that's bent. It's a very small range of motion, activating through your inner thigh as well as your core. Quickly and carefully remove the foot from the cable. Bring your body down into a downward facing dog with downward dog leg pulses. Press the hips back and lift the leg and start to pulse it up and down. As you do this, activate through your glutes, the hamstring, and the whole back side of your body. Last one, come into a plank position with your core engaged, shift your hips back into down dog, lift the other leg, and start to pulse. So these are very quick transitions to keep your cardiovascular system going as well. This is your last one, plank position, downward facing dog, or donkey kicks. bring your heels quickly up towards your glutes. Keep your arms extended, your core engaged. One more, and stand up. Take a deep breath, and now let's go in for round 2. So with very little rest, we go into our second set. Disconnect the cable from the glide board, squat stand is attached, and you'll have your incline at a medium to high level for bridge press. Your heels are placed at the top of the squat stand with your hips at the edge of the glide board. Extend the hips and ride the glide board down and up. Press through the heels, extend through the legs, and keep your ribs and hips level. Inhale and exhale every time, and you have a few more to go. Here's 3, extend through the hips 2, last one, exhale, and roll the hips down. Quickly transition to reverse lunge and pulse. Remove the squat stand, bring your incline down to the lowest level. Go ahead and face away from the tower, placing one foot onto your glide board. Keep your chest lifted and begin to lunge and pulse. These are short, small ranges of motion. Keep your eyes focused on something to keep your balance. Here's 3, 2, and 1. Change legs. Quickly step down, place the other leg on top, and go into your pulses. The arms can be extended. You can also add rotation into the supporting standing leg. And you have 4. Here's 3, press 2, and 1. Release yourself back down for inner thigh slides. With one foot on the glide board, the other on the floor, keep both legs externally rotated. Carefully slide the glide board up the rails, bringing the heels towards each other to activate the inner thigh. The core is engaged, the chest is lifted, and the shoulder blades are back and down. Here's 2 more. Squeeze and activate, and release. Change sides quickly, keeping the legs in externally rotated position. Transfer the weight up the rails and then down, bringing the heels towards each other to activate your inner thighs. The chest is lifted, the core is engaged, and you're staying strong through the entire motion. Here's 3 more. Press 2, activate, last one, and release it down for side kneeling leg circles. Come into your half kneeling position, extend through the leg, and begin to circle, initiating the motion from the hip. Keep your core engaged. Very little weight is on the supporting hand. 2 more, and now let's reverse the direction. Make a complete circle using the motion of the hip. Keep your core engaged. And you have 3, here's 2, and 1. Transition to the other side, extend through the leg, and start to circle. Use a full range of motion, trying to feel the activation in every part of the backside of the body. Last 2, and now change directions, making that complete circle, initiating from the hip. Stay strong and stable through the supporting arm, your core is engaged, and for the balance challenge, the foot is off the floor. Quickly transition for plank hopovers. Shoulders on top of wrists, and begin to spring the legs from side to side, landing light onto your feet. Keep your core engaged, and try to go as fast as you can. So you got 3, and 2, last one, and stand up. Quickly transition for single leg hip extensions. Lift your incline back up to a medium or a high level. Place the squat stand back on. Come to a seated position at the edge of your glide board, and then lie down, placing one heel on the top of your squat stand. Extend through the hips, and then bend the knee. As you extend, activate through the glute and the hamstring. Keep your knees in a line, the hips and the ribs level. Keep your core engaged. It's not about lifting as high as you possibly can. It's about keeping everything in the same alignment. Change legs, extend through the leg, keeping the knees close together. Activate the hamstring and the glute as you extend the leg straight. Keep your core activated as you extend through the leg. Press the backs of the shoulders into the glide board. This provides feedback so that you can keep a better posture. This is your last one, and then transition for cable kickbacks. Quickly connect the cable to the glide board. The faster you transition to each exercise, the better the flow of the workout. Take one cable, place it onto the outside foot, go into your kneeling position with shoulders on top of wrists. Begin to press back, leading with the heel, activating through your glutes and hamstrings. Keep your core engaged. Very little weight is placed onto the wrists. Last one. And now we'll transition into our cable inner thighs. With the same leg, come to the opposite side and extend it. Bend the bottom leg, pressing it into your glide board and come into a C curve of your spine. Press the leg in towards the bent knee, activating your inner thigh. Keep your core strong and stable with no movement, just from the leg that's working. Last one, and now let's transition to the other side. Taking the opposite cable and placing it onto the foot that hasn't been worked yet. Come into your kneeling position with the shoulders on top of the wrists. Begin to press back, leading with the heel, activating through your hamstring and glutes. Keep your shoulders stable, arms are extended, and the core is strong. Here's 3, and press 2, last one, and release it down. Let's come to the opposite side, keep the cable connected to the foot, extend it nice and long. The other leg bends into the glide board for support. Go into a C curve as you begin to press the inner thigh into the bent knee. The more you press the bent knee into the glide board, the more you'll feel this in the core. Squeeze the inner thigh and release it down. Carefully take the cable off and come down to a plank position for down dog leg pulses. Core is engaged, press the hips up and back, lift one leg and begin to pulse, activating your outer thighs and glutes. Keep the legs as straight as you can. Elongate through the arms, and come back into plank, transition and go to the other side. Squeeze and activate the outer thigh and glutes. Try to feel length as well as strength at the same time. Quickly move to plank and then shift the hips back for donkey kicks. Quickly kick the heels towards the glutes as you stay elongated through the arms. Core is engaged and you're staying quick through the feet as well. Quickly stand up, take a deep breath, exhale, and let's go to your stretches. Extend the arms nice and long for a lateral lunge and rotate. Lunge to one side, keeping one leg straight and the other bent. Open the arms in opposition. Change and go to the other side. Open up through the chest and through the shoulder. And now let's come into a runner's lunge. Drop to one knee. Extend the arms by interlocking the fingers. Hinge your body forward to feel the stretch in the hip flexor. Now come to a seated position for seated twists. One arm comes up and you'll rotate into the bent knee. If this is too much on your knee, extend the bottom leg. Let's go ahead and keep that leg bent in for a figure 4 stretch. Lying down onto the floor, you'll bring the knee in towards the body, opening up through the hip. Carefully sit up, transition your body for the runner's lunge on the other side. Interlock the fingers, hinge the body forward, stretch the arms back. Come into your seated position for seated twists. Rotate around the knee, bringing the knee in towards the chest. Feel the spine lengthen as you rotate through the torso. Keep the leg crossed and come to your back. Pull the knee in for your figure 4 stretch. Feel the stretch in your outer thigh, your piriformis, and this should feel really good in your hip. Using your core, quickly roll up to a standing position for your last stretch. Straddle down. Interlock the fingers behind you, lift up through the chest, and hinge forward. Bring in the arms up and over the body. Keep the legs elongated with a slight knee bend. When you're ready to come up, bend the knees, lift up through the chest, the body, take a deep breath, exhale, and release. Great job. You did it.
And that completes week 2's butts, cuts, and cardio cuts workout from the Slim Down to Spring workout series. Good luck, give me some feedback, I'd love to hear from you.